Hey everyone, this is Friedel Courage Raven, and due to it being bisexual week, I ended up writing an article for the Geekiary, which is titled Bisexual Comic Book Characters You Should Know About. The link to the article will be down in the comment section below if you guys want to check it out. But I was like, there are people who don't necessarily like to read, they're more into visuals and listening, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and record this video. So, let's start. Now, while there's still a lot of progress that needs to be done when it comes to LGBTQIA plus representation in comic books, there are stories out there that feature bisexual characters. So let's go over them. Of course, there are very likely going to be bisexual characters in comic books I don't know about, so please feel free to share the characters I've missed in the comment section below. Also, with bisexuality existing on a spectrum, certain characters on the list are likely to fall under the term pansexual too. Let's begin with bisexuals in DC Comics. First up, we have John Constantine. Now, John Constantine is definitely a controversial character when it comes to pinning down his sexuality. He debuted back in 1985 and since then has attracted a passionate fandom. His bisexuality was first mentioned in 1992. Brian Azzarello's Ashes and Dust in the City of Angels showed him having relationships with men as well as women. However, most writers didn't do anything with the announcement. His ambiguous sexuality was also used as a reason for the live-action adaptation to not mention Constantine being queer. But things have fortunately changed for the better across the board. Constantine has been openly shown being in romantic relationships with other men in his comic book stories. The live-action adaptation of the character in the Arrowverse universe over at the CW has followed suit. Then next up we have Catwoman. Now, Selina Kyle has always been one of those characters who was the perfect candidate for being queer. I mean, the moment I was introduced to her during the Batman the Animated Series, I just knew she wasn't straight. However, while she debuted back in 1940, her bisexual nature wasn't confirmed until 2015's Catwoman issue number 39. Next on the list is Harlequin. Harleen Quinzel debuted in 1992's Batman the Animated Series and has become one of the most famous DC Comics characters. Her flirtatious interactions with Poison Ivy during the animated series didn't go unnoticed. Their relationship then trickled into comics. The two are currently starring in the Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy miniseries. Let's talk about Poison Ivy now. Pamela Isley is one of Batman's oldest foes. She's a pop culture icon and it's great to know that she's bisexual. While her romantic interactions with Quinn were always obvious, her bisexuality was confirmed back in 2015. Also, Poison Ivy and Quinn married each other during the Injustice 2 storyline. Then we have Wonder Woman. Now, similar to Constantine, Diana Prince is another controversial character when it comes to her sexuality. She debuted in 1941 and is one of DC Comics' golden trio alongside Batman and Superman. Debating Diana's sexuality has never made sense to me, but there are still certain people who refuse to believe she's anything but straight. Anyway, Wonder Woman's comic book writer Greg Rucka shared his thoughts on Diana being bisexual during an interview in 2016. And quite frankly, if you still think Diana's straight, then I can't help you. Then we have Jericho, who, for those of you who don't know, is Deathstroke's son. Now, debuting in 1984, Jericho, his real name is Joseph William Wilson, was created as a queer character. But Marv Wolfman and George Perez decided not to go all the way with it back then. Their concern dealt with not wanting to make an artistic and effeminate looking character gay and playing a role in supporting stereotypes. However, Jericho's bisexuality was finally confirmed in 2015. Having said that, there are certain fans who believe him to be gay as originally intended. Created by Gail Simone and Nicola Scott, Jeanette debuted in 2009's Secret 6 issue number 3 comic book. According to creator Gail Simone, Jeanette was so busy doing Deadshot all the time, people forgot she's bi. Over at Marvel Comics, we have a good roster of bisexual characters. We still need more though. First appearing in 2007, Wolverine's son is bisexual and he isn't against using it to his advantage to get whatever and whomever he wants. Paired with his mutation to manipulate pheromones, it's very tough to say no to Dakin's advances. He put Iceman in a whole lot of trouble during Bobby's solo series. Then we have Mystique. And I've talked about Mystique before in an article. She first appeared in 1978 and has been a thorn in the X-Men side for decades. She identifies as bisexual and has been in a very loving relationship with the future-seeing mutant named Destiny. Next up on the list is David Alien. He entered the Marvel Comics universe in 2003 and he goes by the name Prodigy. His bisexuality was revealed when he kissed Hulkling during the 2013 Young Avengers comic book run. Then we have Loki. I mean, we all know Marvel's God of Mischief is everything other than straight. Al Ewing's Loki, Agent of Asgard from 2014, explored the character's bisexuality and fluid gender identity. The last character on our Marvel Comics list is Shatterstar. Gavidra 7 made his debut in 1991. Shatterstar's sexuality has been a wild ride. It's as if writers can't seem to decide what to do with his sexual orientation. However, a majority of fans believe him to be bisexual. He shares a very strong romantic bond with Richter that can reach across the universe. Of course, bisexual characters exist in comic books published by other companies. First up, we have Korra. Now, Korra did a whole lot as far as positive queer representation in an animated series targeted at kids is concerned. Her journey as a bisexual lead has garnered a lot of praise. While the animated series didn't explore her relationship with Asami, it's being developed in the ongoing Legend of Korra comic book series. Talking about Asami, just like Korra, she will continue to be known whenever someone will talk about queer representation in content for kids. Again, if you guys haven't picked up the comic book series, please do. It's great. The last person we have on the list is Homelander. Now, with Amazon Prime Video's The Boys being very successful, I had to mention Homelander in this list even though I'm a bit conflicted about him. The comic book series debuted in 2006. I'm going to try and keep spoilers to a minimum while talking about Homelander because of the current live-action streaming series. Now basically, he's a superpowered villain that's taught as a hero around the world. Homelander has no qualms about sexually assaulting others. During the Herogasm story, he's shown making another male superhero sleep with him by promising a position in the main team as a reward. While I appreciate well-written queer characters, I also think we need interesting queer villains. That's why, even though I'm still conflicted, I decided to add Homelander to this list. Let's see if the live-action series talks about Homelander's sexuality as the story progresses. As mentioned, please feel free to let us know about other bisexual characters that are present in comic books. Do you have any favorites? I would like to know. And until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys later.